Hey yo, today we're going over reasons why you want to buy Guardians of the Galaxy, which I don't know why you don't want to buy. See, this game is officially released by Square Enix and Eidos Montreal, which is actually not trustable after the recent Marvel's Avengers game, which actually brought concern around everyone when its E3 release was, E3 demo was given, trailer, you can say. The demo was kind of weak. See, I even personally, I was seeing the bad about it. I didn't really think it's going to be a good game. But as of recent, as gameplay codes were given and now we're just one day away from the release, we have had some people get their hands on the game and everyone pretty much loves the game. So here are reasons why you actually might like buying the game according to my research so far. So let's get into it. Number 1, it corrects the errors that Marvel's Avengers made. Now see, errors such as stupid grind for gear, removing gear, made it very less grindy, like the Guardians of the Galaxy game, because now you don't have gear in the Guardians of the Galaxy game. This not just fixes the characters, but now see, the characters are kind of similar to the MCU version of the game. That makes it not just a really good game, because see, again, it gives you the MCU feeling. It doesn't feel like the random cosplays playing. You see Rocket Raccoon here right now. He looks pretty cool. You see Gamora, of course, it looks a bit like the comic, but it again resembles Gamora. You see Drax, he looks like Drax. At least see, like if you see the other Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game that we had, that in that Drax didn't look too similar. You have Groot here now. Obviously, you can put on their own Guardians of the Galaxy movie like outfits, so that's another cool advantage here. So I think that kind of makes it feel good. So yeah, and well, that just makes it kind of good. But see, I think like Avengers was just too grindy and too much of a looter shooter, if you get what I mean. But this over here, the looter part has just been removed, and like it's less about combat, even though the combat is epic, but it's not mainly focused on combat, it's story even. So that's what makes it actually worth it. We even have some space stuff, which obviously it's a Guardians of the Galaxy game, but yeah, if you're on PS4, expect a bit lag, as per what I have heard. We don't know if that's gonna get fixed later or anything, but there's a bit lag. Yeah, like mainly in these space fights. Okay, number 2, there are great dialogues and great choices. So now this game, Guardians of the Galaxy, just possesses so much dialogue. Like you are like moving around and there's just such a lot of dialogue going on. Like you see the C3 trailer, yeah? It's like we thought maybe this is the best part, that's why they're playing it, but no. You see the first chapter, you see the second chapter, this is the third chapter in the game. The second chapter and first chapter in the game also offers a lot of dialogue whenever you're moving, wherever you're moving, and while you're having that dialogue, you're gonna have options even. Now these decisions can actually impact the game even. That I won't spoil in which ways it can impact, but yeah, it can be small impact, like small things that can change, or it can be pretty big things even. So that makes decisions even another thing, which we'll cover later. Like in some parts where it could be bland and boring, the dialogue just fits in there perfect, and it's kind of funny even, if we're being honest here. So yeah, like it's got some comedy in there, it's got some funny decisions, it's got some decisions that may make you regret taking it. So yeah, that makes the dialogue just awesome for this game. Now we have number 3, the combat. The combat just never gets old for this game. Why does it never get old? Let's go over that. See, you have Star-Lord's basic combat when you start off, which is dash. Now a dash with your normal shoot. Now you're gonna slowly be introduced to the Guardians mode, which is basically where you can use the Guardians help. Now the Guardians mode is even used for elemental stuff, that obviously you will learn yourselves in the game, but the combat here uses the Guardians mode, which over here obviously you can see. Now you don't directly get all this stuff, you keep unlocking them a little later, and you can even purchase new kinds of attacks, which makes it even more cool. Now as far as the developers have spoken, in the game you get 4 kinds of elemental things, blasters, and you're gonna have to use each kind to mix up in the combat and defeat enemies, which makes it kind of tough and complex. That is good. That makes the combat kind of tough, that's a game you need. So the combat, it's complex and it's obviously tough. So yeah, it's just not like that where you just keep shooting like in Avengers. Plus this dialogue whenever you're going through, and you have your own different stuff even. Like even for big enemies it's a bit different, with small enemies it's different, creatures it's different. and human enemies is different. So there's a difference. It's not just that same hack and slash thing where you have, it's kind of hack and slash in Marvel's Avengers, if I'm being honest. And you have your exploration even in this game. So I'm in the combat is just satisfying. That's one thing they've nailed, that I think everyone loves in the game. And of course you can keep upgrading your combat through experience and stuff you'll find around, which is basically kind of loot, but it's an interesting way. Now let's go over number 4. The decisions actually matter. So look at this decision, for instance. Over here you throw rocket. If you don't throw rocket, you're gonna have to find a different way. Now what could be the different way? Probably you could use Groot, right? But see, if you do this now, rocket's mad at you. So yeah, that does make a difference. So decisions do matter in the game. Like some decisions might look small, you know, they might not look that good for you. They might just look, oh yeah, it's a small decision, who cares? It's not Telltale Games, dude. This is a game where the smallest decisions might like cause the biggest impacts here. Like right now over here, see, the decisions can impact a game length too. And if you'll have seen the recent trailer, we had one where you had a guard helmet. Now you could either listen to your guardians and put it down, or you could speak inside of it. If you spoke inside of it, you would have a bunch of Nova cores after you. But if you didn't, you would avoid them. So see, that those are a few differences that can happen. Small, but yet it's different and impactful, unlike the Telltale games. So that's pretty good in my opinion. Now another thing that basically is on the decision side is the huddle up option. Now that's where like you basically huddle up in between of a match, and like the whole team is basically going to tell the mood and what they think of the combat. According to that, either you give them an inspirational speech or you're just going to tell them not to get too egoistic about that. That like basically impacts the whole like team. Like if you choose the correct option, the whole guardians get motivated, like say at the huddle up. Now the whole guardians get motivated, yeah, and you have some cool music even. And yeah, damage is doubled, I believe. You have all guardians moved, all the guardian mode reset, so you can use all these moves again. And then you have, if you fail, if you do not choose the correct speech, it's not a big deal, but only Star-Lord gets boosted. Yeah, the guardians are going to go in the same, so not a big deal, but it can mean a lot in gameplay wise. So that is a pretty smart decision on the developer side, not gonna lie. So yeah, I mean that's a good decision. Now by killing enemies you get like objects to heal yourself, so that makes killing every enemy worth it. It even gives you a little experience, I think. But yeah, the huddle up, totally a good decision. And I think the huddle up might really help you in combat, where maybe you're not doing so good, you're dying. Now you can just, you know, you can use the guardians a lot and then suddenly huddle up and now they're all ready again. So the huddle up really does help. Now you can look at the keywords that come, that will help you a lot. So yeah, that's the thing. Now number 5, we have the story. The story of Guardians of the Galaxy is as usual a good story, better than Marvel's Avengers. It follows up the MCU with a little updates such as Drax kill Thanos. Now we know Square Enix and Eidos Montreal got, like, they give good stories. Even Avengers had a good story, we all know that. But the thing is, they messed up Avengers by making it more combat focused. But in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, they fixed that by combining both, and it's a little less dependent on combat, which many games are dependent on combat. This is both story and combat, and like the combat does not fall flat, it's epic, but the story is even just good for this. It's just a good story, and there are a good amount of plot twists even, and it's an enjoyable story of how you see the Guardians go from just fine people, just a band of misfits living together, to best friends, like kind of like family, like you have in the MCU. So yeah, you have that in the game. You start off with Star-Lord, Rocket and Groot, who have been together, and Drax and Gamora are the new people here. So yeah, and Rocket just prefers it being Star-Lord and him. So that's according to the starting a little. So you can understand it's basically the MCU but a little different. In the MCU we had all of them unite together. But yeah, whatever. In this, Star-Lord's his name comes from his favorite band, Star-Lord, which is heavily featured in this game. I'm not a big fan of the band, to be honest. The music's not too cool, but yeah, the other Walkman music's pretty good. So yeah. And well, number 6, it's a refreshing addition into the superhero genre. The superhero genre has not been going too good for Marvel's side, while DC is even pretty fine, but Marvel was just too bad with it. So I mean, when Insomniac made this Spider-Man, that was a very good game. But then not much follow-up has been there. Marvel's Avengers was not fitting in there. This might be one of the best you're gonna get. It might not beat Spider-Man, but it'll be around that level. So this is gonna be another great Marvel's game. Marvel superhero genre games are just not too good. So well, with that being said, I guess the price tag's even fitting. I mean, I'm just saying, see, you have this one great Guardians of the Galaxy game, which is again, Guardians of the Galaxy are not that famous even, but again, you have this one really great Marvel's experience and one of the best Marvel games again out there, which you will actually enjoy regardless of if you're a fan or not, or you watch the product or not. It is playable for those who do not watch this product. So yeah, I'm just being honest, it can be very good for you. And what justifies the price tag is, see, nowadays every game, even Cyberpunk was for 59.99. Now, of course, later it was trimmed down, the price was trimmed down, but again, you have the definitive edition of GTA 5 for more than this. I mean, see, I know current games like Ghost of Tsushima and all go on the same price, but if you see, that's an open world game. You have story driven games which are different, even. But one thing I'm gonna be honest about, it's perfectly worth the price. See, if you see Ghost of Tsushima, if it's shortened down and it's put for the same price, it's still a good game, and you would still agree to buy that, right? So in the end, that makes this even perfect. Now, again, I know not all games, like I mean, many games over deliver the price compared to this. If you're saying this is worth it, but again, we have games like Watch Dogs Legions, which I don't think is worth 3,999 rupees, aka $59.99, which is, I mean, see, Watch Dogs Legion is not bad, but you have your main feature like the blackout removed, then you have this basically really bad character crap here, where the characters are all like, you can just switch to random characters. You can even become a damn grandma. I mean, that's all funny indeed, and it's good, but somewhere Legions was a step down from the great Watch Dogs, like Watch Dogs 2. So again, for a step down, you should be paying a less price, right? You have the staple of the franchise, the staple of the damn franchise, Blackout. You have that removed. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have that much fun with Legion as much as I had with Watch Dogs 2. And the story was pretty bland even. So I mean, it's fine enough. But Guardians of the Galaxy, in my opinion, is just way better. Like, see, it fits that $59.99 price. And if you do not think it does fit that price, do let me know why you do not think. We can have a chat about that in the comment section. See, you have space combat, you have ground combat, you have an epic story, you have the MCU style, and you get to enjoy even. It's like not that looter shooter thing where it's just grinding and all that. You have fun combat, you have kind of strategies where you have to mix up your own gameplay. And if you do not step up your gameplay there, you'll be dying a lot. So it is a little of a struggle, but again, it is fun where the combat just never gets old. Story is epic, you get to make decisions. I am not saying it's like games like RDR2 anything, those games always over deliver and they're just epic, but this is again one of the best modern era games, one of the best modern era Marvel games. I mean, of course, if Wolverine is better than this, that's a different thing. But again, this is one of the best PS5 games in graphics wise. I am not saying the best or anything, but it is one of the best out right now. And of course, later games will come which will crush them. This is nowhere near Game of the Year or anything. We all know that. That will usually go to some other games. If it does win, that would probably mean something else. I mean, if God of War Ragnarok came out, that would have won Game of the Year probably. But we have some good games even out here. I mean, if we have to compare this to Far Cry 6, that's an open world game, dude. You're comparing two different genres and all that. Just enjoy it. It's a superhero game, yeah, and that is a different action adventure game. I mean, this game, it's just a perfect step by Iris Montreal. It's kinda gonna take that little the good side of Final Fantasy 17. People want the Guardians of the Galaxy to be involved, even like the others, where you can switch to them. I think it's perfect if you're only as Star Lord, because that keeps the experience only to him and only about him. Now imagine I'm playing as Drax and like Star Lord is not looking weak. I mean, the whole story is kind of about how he is not that good of a leader, but still somehow gets these guys to somehow get together, and how he gets the Guardians together along with teamwork, of course. Without that, it's impossible. But then again, it shows like how he gets his leadership skills in there. So yeah, I think that is the perfect thing here. Unless, of course, it's not too much about his leadership skills. And of course, we know the focus is on all the Guardians here with their own stories. But I think the main focus kind of does go on Peter Jason Quill, who has his own childhood as a starting. So yeah, I don't think it would make too much sense to drag the other Guardians in. Just my personal opinion. And I can understand where Square Enix and Eidos Montreal went with this. So yeah, I don't think we should complain about this, guys. Just being honest. And if they do, maybe we should have an online mode where you can have that, so the complaint is not too much about this, right? I mean, that's kind of like what Dogs Legion, what they did. They brought the blackout in one of their online modes, as far as I remember. I mean, see, Guardians of the Galaxy Online would be way better than Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers Online. Because just being honest there, that was the same crap. Over here, you can now finally play as Drax, Gamora, you can actually do teamwork with your friends. That might be different, so I think that is possible and would be good. So let's see if that happens. And I think that is exactly the amount of reasons why you want to buy the game, or what you should know about the game, or positive things you should know about the game. Now the negatives are a few frame drops, but that happens in almost every game nowadays. You have that in almost every game, but that's you can switch to performance mode and you would not get frame drops. And there's not much of a graphics fall, even just very very little difference. So I really think it is worth it if you're on the PS5. If you're on the PS4, it is again a very good experience. But if I was told I could only play one out of these games in my life, whether it's Spider-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy, it I would honestly be confused. But both are pretty good games. But in sense of enjoyment, I'm more of a Spider-Man fan, so I would definitely enjoy Spider-Man more if I'm being honest. But if you remove Spider-Man from the picture, this is one of the best Marvel games, and I do not know why people keep dragging Spider-Man into the picture. But even if Spider-Man's in the picture, that does not mean you cannot enjoy this game, right? It's still on that level only, and the combat is kind of more fun than Spider-Man. Yeah. Plus, you have like teammates. The AI for the teammates ain't too cool, but they're still pretty helpful. They just do fine amount of damage. It's basically you though. You have to control them mostly, like you control Atreus in God of War. So it's kind of like that. Just that in this they do a little more damage than Atreus. So yeah, and they're more useful. Both have their own special moves, unlike Atreus. Of course, Atreus gets more useful, but yeah, that's a different thing. And yeah, that's it for watching. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I think that is enough reasons for y'all to buy the game. If y'all still do not think that is enough for y'all to buy the game, y'all can let me know, and I might help y'all out. You can just let me know those problems. I'll help y'all out in the comment section. And yeah, y'all can let me know if this video helped y'all out, or if y'all feel better after this, and if y'all already planning on buying this game. But see, if y'all are gonna say y'all already had good vibes with the game, I'll be honest, nobody, everyone didn't want to risk it. No one wanted to risk it. I just Montreal had to build up that trust again, and many people now trust them. Let's hope they do not break their trust in here. I do not think they will. We have seen a few glitches for guys like Hollow Point, aka Hollow, who had one glitch where he was stuck under a rock. I do not know, I think he restarted from checkpoint, but that's not a huge glitch compared to how annoying Marvel's Avengers had their glitches. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a step in the right direction from Avengers, and this is way better. The characters are funny, and there's sequences that are really funny, even there's sequences that are serious, sequences that make you feel good. So I feel like this is how a game should be. So yeah, if y'all do think I said something wrong that is not a valid point and does not validify, y'all can let me know in the comment section and I will try to see if it was actually valid or not. But I have basically done my research and then validated these points. I might have actually missed out a few more points, to be honest. But yeah, these are all the reasons why you would want to buy Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think that is enough for the video. Thank you so much for watching. That was 20 minutes straight of me speaking good of a game. You would barely get to see that, right? But why am I making a video on this? Why? Because I really think people should know. I know barely anyone's gonna watch it because it's my channel and I don't care, but those who watch it, I want them to know about this, because this game is not gonna disappoint. You can trust my word on that. And if it does disappoint, well, I'm even buying it, right? See, in my opinion, there's no way they are going back into the fake way with this, because you have had guys like IGN, HoloPoint, the Radbrad, many YouTubers there are many people who have even finished the game. Nobody said the game is bad. Everyone is grateful, say it's it's a new breath of air and all that stuff, and they actually love it. So yeah, I think that's a perfect thing for y'all here. And if you still want to wait, there's no harm. Good, y'all are being patient, but I am not patient. Haha. But yeah, it's just awesome when you pre-order a game, you know. So y'all can pre-order the game, get a few in-game skins, which will help y'all easily unlock the great skins this game has. Unlike Marvel's Avengers, which had pretty generic skins, this has pretty good skins in them. So the skins are even worth it. The deluxe, cosmic deluxe edition, if y'all are pre-ordering it and getting the hard disk, the steelbook, it's another great thing. Digitally, even it is pretty good. So yeah, again, the decision is yours, but I say this is a pretty good game, especially if you're a Marvel fan. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. We've got a few more videos planned out, gonna be getting back to my channel. Please do comment and like for the algorithm, and I'll see y'all in the next video /stream / whatever the hell I'm gonna be planning to do. Thank you for watching. Adios amigos. See y'all later. Peace out.